There is composites. Is the screen visible, Sandra?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we stopped at filament binding. Then next is your composites manufacturing. The process is pultrusion. So it is a kind of a extrusion only, extrusion process. So here the curing, that is setting up of the resin, that is done almost immediately. So a continuous product like this, now suppose if you want, I beam. So since curing is done immediately or almost simultaneously, you can get a continuous product like I beam in pultrusion. So this process is called as the pultrusion. The pultruded means extruded. It can subsequently formed into any complicated shapes. And what is the raw material? Raw material is nothing but this composite fiber. That is the raw material. So basically, it is a low cost and high volume manufacturing process. And as I said, it is similar to the metal extrusion process. Somebody wants to join. And it is pull type of extrusion where the material is pulled and basically employed for the mass production. And its applications are mainly what we are discussing, all the techniques, whatever techniques we are discussing in the last lecture and today's lecture, that is for composites, manufacturing of composites. Composite manufacturing means you are mixing, two or more metal or metallic powder in order to get some hybrid material which is superb or which has qualities or properties better than the parent metal. So it's a combination of two or three different metals. This is what is called the grating system. This is pultruded product from composite fibers. Fiberglass covers are also made by pultrusion process, and it is non-conductive. Then again, this is trailer doors, that is also a pultruded. This complete stair system is again pultruded. Here some basic steps has been described. That is, it has spools of fiber yarns which are kept on the krills. Then several fiber yarns from the spool are taken and passed through the resin bath. Then hardener and resin systems, they are mixed in container and are poured in the resin bath. Then this dye is heated. Then these resin impregnated fibers, they are pulled at constant speed from the dye. And once it is pulled, like say I beam, then it is cut as per the required length. And then further finishing processes like painting, trimming, hmm, trimming of the flashing, etc. is done. So this is completely Pultrugen is a completely automated process and used for mass production, and you can have speeds to 2 to 10 feet per minute, and it uses low cost fiber. There are of course some limitations. Suppose if you have say variable cross sections in the product, like suppose I beam, so over 1 meter, suppose it is I beam, then you have a C, or if the size differs or if the size changes, so that is not possible. So it should have a constant cross sections. Then very close tolerances in the range of say 50 micron cannot be produced. Then it has the limitations of thin wall, that is thin wall products or thin wall parts, say 1 mm or 1.5 mm, 2 mm, it cannot be produced. Minimum thickness is 3 mm. You cannot have taper products parts having drafts. It is not possible. This is RTM process. This you can just have overview. That is the meaning of RTM is resin transfer molding. Resin transfer molding. The purpose RTM stands for resin transfer molding. So what are the steps? What are the steps? So first is a preform. A preform is used. Preform matlab it's a kind of a raw material from which the product is made. So a preform is placed in the mold cavity. Don't go as per this title. This is resin transfer molding. So you have two halves, that is one is male and another is female. This is venting. Venting is used to remove the gases, and from this the resin in the form of liquid is injected, and this is the shape that is required. So once the resin is poured, then it is allowed to cure for 6 to 30 minutes, and after curing the part is removed. So this process gives a good finish and somewhat similar to your injection molding, but injection moldings are very fast, whereas this is bit slow. Then heavier cross section can be produced here, RTM, whereas in injection molding there are limitations for the heavier cross sections. Heavier cross section matlab the product whose wall thickness is more, say above 5 mm, then you can go for resin transfer molding. So this dry fiber, what you can read here, dry fiber preform, that is nothing but the raw material. All right. Basically, injection molding is used for plastic, whereas RTM, resin transfer molding, is used for metallic composites. This is what this entire PPT it is for the composite. So this is what you have to remember. So that is the, even though it is molding, it is not same as your injection molding. It is RTM, that is resin transfer molding. This is for your metallic products. So the products like helmets, they are made up of composites. They are not made up of metals, huh? Because then it will be very heavy. Hockey sticks, again they are made up of composites because it has to be lighter, as well as it should have a proper strength also. Bicycle frames, windmill blades, sport car bodies. So all these are made by the technique called as the RTM, that is resin transfer molding. Even it is used for some aircraft structures also. Huh. This is RTM piece, that is resin transfer molded piece for satellite. These are some aerospace component produced by the technique called as the RTM. These are again some precision resin transfer molded parts. Remember, normal injection molding is used for plastic, whereas RTM is used for composites. This is what the bicycle frame is. That is this. What you can see this, ये जो है highlighted this. You cannot use only plastics because only plastic will not definitely take the load of the rider. Uh, so this is made out of composite. So composite, the biggest advantage is it has good strength. It has good strength. So this is RTM, means resin transfer molded. There are few advantages of RTM process. That is, investment cost is low. Then it, prototypes can be made. Yes, dimension accuracy you won't get very close, but 50 micron is common. You can get a good surface finish. So it has limitations also, like since it is used for composites and composites have little higher temperatures, melting temperatures than your plastic, which are injection molded. So obviously the cost of the tooling in RTM, that is resin transfer molding, is high or more. Tool design, tool material is costly, so that tooling cost increases. Curing time is more, and generally it is not used for very complex parts or complicated parts. So this was your composite manufacturing, and that is from your module number 6. So module number 6, it has your polymer processing. That is, we have learned there what is thermoplastic and what is thermosetting. What are the injection molding? Like आपका टिफिन बॉक्सेस है, लंच के आपके क्लिप्स है, जो हम लोग कपड़ा सुखाने के लिए यूज करते हैं, ऑटोमोबाइल्स, बम्पर्स, ऑल injection molded. Then switch gears, आपके electrical switches, they are all made up of thermo setting. So in thermosetting, material is hardened in heated condition. In thermoplastic, material has to cool in order to solidify. And you have wide applications of plastics in engineering field. So that is what your polymer processing. Hmm. And polymer means plastics. Okay. So you concentrate in 6.1, that is in module number 6, you concentrate on injection molding. Hmm. Then this was an additional that polymer composite manufacture process which I taught. Hmm. Blow molding is nothing but it is used for producing hollow components. It is used for producing hollow component, like आपके जो cans है, oil cans, liquid cans, 20 liters के cans, tanks, बड़े बड़े, those are all बड़े tall tanks है, those are centrifugally molded, but smaller tanks up to 20 liters, they are all blow molded. 5 liter का can, 10 liter का can, they are all blow molded. Then we also learned powder metallurgy. So powder metallurgy is again a process which is used for metallic powder. So as long as any metal can be crushed and made into powder, you can use this technique. So in powder metallurgy again, there is a die in which the metallic powders are compacted. So die will have the desired required shape. The advantage is that blending of the metallic powder, blending is possible, so that you can go for hybrid, so kind of a composite. So in polymer processing, what we saw the composites, so it has temperatures between plastic and means higher temperatures than plastic and lower temperature than metals. Then intelligent manufacturing I just touched upon, and I will share the two papers. So you can go through that. So intelligent manufacturing or smart manufacturing or IoT or Industry 4.0 is nothing but smart manufacturing in which sitting at a home you can control your plant which is far away. So that was your model number 6. Now we have model number 4 and model number 5. Okay, so model number 5 is non-traditional machining process. So in that we have to learn electrochemical machining, that is short form is ECM, electrochemical machining. Then EDM, that is electric discharge machining. Then ultrasonic machining and laser beam machining. Now out of this, from examination point, all these are useful, but from examination point of view you can concentrate only on EDM, that is electro discharge machining, or and LBM, that is laser beam machining, which we will do now. Now coming to the model number 4. So in model number 4, lathe, milling, that and drilling, that we have completed. Okay, now the grinding is remaining. Selection of grinding wheel, lapping, honing machine, so that part is remaining. Then gear manufacturing is remaining, and then tool engineering, that is what is pending. Then model number 1 I have finished everything. Model number 2 is again I have finished. Then 3 may forming processes, sheet metal working processes, that is done. Then model number 4, that is machine tools and machining processes, may I have completed lathe, milling, drilling, and also I have taken CNC. Since CNC, since you have in fourth semester in details, whatever I have taught, that is sufficient. In case if I get time, then we can come back on the CNC. So that's why I did not took much of the CNC because next semester you have practical as well as theory also. You have lab, that is CNC and 3D printing, and you have CAD CAM subject also. Then I'm left with gear manufacturing and tool engineering. So tool engineering, that is 4.2. So 4.2 tool engineering, that also I have covered up, and the notes are also uploaded. So tool engineering is nothing but how to define the geometry of single point cutting tool. That is that six angles which I showed you. Hmm. That is rake angles, then clearance angle, etc. Then speed, feed, depth of cut, then Taylor's to life equation, that is Vt raised to n is equal to constant. Then chip formation, type of the chips, continuous chip, discontinuous chip, and introduction to jigs and fixtures. So introduction to jigs and fixture is remaining, gear manufacturing is remaining, and grinding and those broaching, etc. So that part is remaining. So what we will do now, we can start with the non-traditional machining processes. 1 minute. So module number 6 is done. Hello.
Yes, Arun sir. Model
Uh,
number 6 is done.
6 is done. Now you understood that tool engineering what I was telling, module number 4. So that is your geometry nomenclature of single point cutting tool. And do you remember I had shown you that tools? So from this only introduction to jigs and fixtures, that is what is remaining. Yes. So now let's go for non-traditional machining processes. That is module number 5, and then we'll go to module number 4. Okay.
Understood, Arun sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Your batch is good. Let me see what do I have in this Word file, polymer composite manufacturing process. So it will be helpful for you for, so it is almost the same like PPT only. I think somebody has joined. Anybody from your class is coming to the college? I think I saw some students, many students.
Yes, sir. Some of them are in college.
At college only. No, you are not coming.
No, sir.
No.
Sir, they are from the different technical teams and
Yes, yes, right. Okay, so let's go for um, non-traditional. So in non-traditional, EDM is important. So before EDM, I'll just complete other unconventional processes. So this, you please remind me, whatever is to be uploaded. So non-conventional, conventional machining means like your lathe, milling, drilling, grinding. These are called as the conventional. So non-conventional machining, it includes this, all this EDM, EBM, EBM, that is nothing but electron beam machining, LBM, that is laser beam machining, iron beam machining, plasma machining, and all these machining are very expensive, and these are suitable for some specific material. Hmm. They are suitable for some specific material. So usually these are not, except EDM, and LBM, that is laser beam machining, electron beam machining, IBM, then plasma machining, then ECH, all these are used for basically research and development. So you will find all these processes in Mumbai. So you can see in IIT Powai, you can see in TIFR, that is Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. You can see in BRC, Bhabha Atomic Research Center. All these processes you can see. Yes. Sorry. So many of these processes you can see these processes in IITs, BRC, TIFR. Mainly these are for the research and development. EDM, LBM, these are common. So EDMs, laser beam machining, you can see these processes in every 5 minutes you walk in industrial state. You can see this. These are very common. We'll complete first, which is less important from examination point of view. But since it is mentioned in the syllabus, I have to honor it. EDM, it is a pakka sure short question. 10 marks ka, for 10 marks. Abrasive jet machining. EDM, sorry, electro discharge machining. AGM, etc. maximum is 2 marks. Abrasive jet machining, that is AJM. This is the setup. Now, by this time, you might be knowing that what is abrasive jet machining. That is abrasive matlab the grains or the cutting particles which are made out of aluminum oxide and are used in your grinding wheels. So this abrasive particles, it has strong erodive action, that is cutting action. And silicon oxide is nothing but what you see in the beaches. So this is the workpiece and say this is to be cut. This small cavity is to be cut here. So how the cutting happens? You have a gas pressure, that is a gas is supplied under pressure, and you have a mixer in which your abrasives are mixed, and with the help of this foot control wall, the supply of abrasive under high pressure gas can be controlled and directed towards the workpiece, and the cutting can happen. This is exhaust. Many times these abrasives they flies off due to gas pressure, and these abrasives are poisonous, can damage your health. So these are collected through this exhaust. And remember these wounds or accidents which happens due to abrasives, it takes little more time to heal. So the principle of abrasive jet machining is that abrasive particles, either aluminum oxide, that is Al2O3, or silicon carbide, that is SiC, they impinge on the work material at a high velocity. So this is a simple diagram that is high velocity abrasive gas. Look at the velocity, that is from 150 to 300 meters per second. In a second, 150 to 300 meters. And you have a nozzle having a very small cross section area. So abrasive particle gains velocity and is directed toward the workpiece to erode. Erode matlab to remove. So the material removal, it depends on this nozzle hole diameter, type of the nozzle, and the other important parameter, that is standoff distance. Standoff distance means what is the distance between workpiece face and the nozzle face. That is what is called as the standoff distance. Since abrasive particle has abrasive actions or eroding action, the nozzle has to be of tungsten carbide. Otherwise, it will wear off the nozzle hole also. And over a period, it will become big and cutting action will be reduced. जो दाना है abrasive grains, the size of the grains is almost 25 microns and they are accelerated with a high velocity. So that means there are two parameters. One is velocity and another is that particles. It's like a bullet which is coming out from the gun with a velocity, high velocity can damage the person. So in the same way, AGM also, you can use the gases like carbon dioxide, nitrogen, oxygen, or air, which is available at very low cost. So only you need a compressor. This is how actually it will look like, the equipment setup. That is, you have a compressor here, then you have something to control the pressure. Then air which is coming out of the compressor has to be dry. It should not contain any moisture or water particle, because that will rust the subsequent equipment. So there has to be a provision of drying unit or dryer. Then air and abrasive particles, they are mixed and are directed through the nozzle to the workpiece, and some kind of a chimney and exhaust arrangement for the removal of flying abrasive material. So it is made up of gas propulsion system, abrasive feeder. So it has a machining chamber in which workpiece is kept, and then there is a nozzle, plus of course the cutting material, that is nothing but abrasive. The notes which I am giving, you can go through it. Since I have explained this, you will understand this, and the very simple notes, that is what is gas propulsion system. There is no point in reading. There are no difficult terms also. Then you have abrasive feeder. Feeder मतलब to feed the abrasive. Feed मतलब जैसा कि हम लोग mother, she feeds to the child. Machining chamber means it has workpiece, nozzle. Nozzle material is very important. It is made out of tungsten carbide, or it is sapphire. Sapphire is also a very hard material. Again, you have different type of nozzles, that is round shape, rectangular shape. Then sapphire metal has highest life. Abrasives which can be used is aluminum oxide and silicon carbide. Also, you can use artificial abrasives like glass beads, dolomite, sodium bicarbonate. These are artificial, and naturally available is your silicon carbide and aluminum oxide. There is mathematics, or there are mathematical models in average machining, of course in every machining. So how to calculate the material removal rate, how to calculate the surface finish, what surface finish you get, how to calculate the wear rate. So there are formulas, or we say mathematical models. Like aluminum oxide, silicon carbide, glass beads. What is the size? 10 to 50 micron. What is the flow rate? It is 2 to 20 grams per minute. What are the carrier gas? What should be the density? All these are very important parameters. What is the velocity? What is the pressure? What is the flow rate? What is the composition? What is the mixing ratio? What is SOD? SOD is nothing but standoff distance. How the standoff distance affects the material removal rate, and also the angle at which your nozzle is kept, that is called the impingement angle. Impinge matlab akraman. So usually abrasive jet machining is slow process. All the non-traditional machining are slow. Material removal rate is the biggest advantage is of non-traditional, that it is used for the harder material, where your conventional machining like lathe milling machine they fails. So here abrasive machining at the AZM you have MRR of, see you can see how low it is. It is 0.015 centimeter cube per minute. 0.015 centimeter cube per minute. So you can imagine. So once you know this material removal rate, you can estimate what will be the time required, what will be the machining time, and then based on this, you can also quote what will be the cost of machining. Then surface finish you get from 0.25 micron to 1.20. So you get a good surface finish. You can get sharp corners, huh? Not zero radius, but up to zero point 0.2 radius. It can cut steel, glass, even it can cut hard material like glass also. And obviously you have some advantages and limitations. Advantage is that it can cut hard material, you get good surface finish. Limitations में MRR is less. Then what are the process parameters like MRR, geometry, surface finish, wear rate? So people are doing research on this. So here is a graph of MRR against average flow rate. So how does the flow rate affects material removal rate? Like suppose if the material removal average flow rate is more, then MRR also increases. This is a graph of exit velocity of gas against abrasive particle density. See, there are so many factors, and it's again a good area for the research also. That is, how does the gas velocity affects the MRR? Here it is the relation between MRR and abrasive flow rate, relation between MRR and mixing ratio, nozzle pressure. Then how does the standoff distance? Standoff distance means the distance between the face of the nozzle and face of the workpiece. Like if the nozzle is too close or if the nozzle is quite away from the surface, how it will affect the material removal rate. Okay, so we'll stop here. Then we'll go for abrasive water jet machining, that is AWG. Thank you very much and sorry for exceeding the time.
Thank you, sir.